Yo, what's up? It's time for another balloon video with me, Mr. Magicio, aka Eddie Butt, coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. Now guys, I've been running my birthday party business in Japan now for about 10 years, and my balloons are not as good as some, but I realized I do have some experience, so I thought I'd like to share a little tip with you that's making my birthday parties a lot more fun for the kids and also a lot easier for me as an entertainer. And today's tip is Rubik's Cubes. You can get Rubik's Cubes relatively cheaply off eBay. I'd advise getting some good ones. You can get these Chinese-made Moryus for about $5, I guess they are. Maybe slightly under that, actually, $3, $4. And what you do is, while you're making the balloons, is you give the kid the Rubik's Cube and you're like, here, have a go with this. See if you can, see if you can solve it. See if you can solve one side or something like that. It's also really excellent for the dads. The dads like to have a go. So that's actually just a really fun thing. Obviously, you're going to need to learn to do the Rubik's Cube yourself to resolve them. But guys, if you can do balloon twisting, you can do a Rubik's Cube. It'll take like under a week to master a Rubik's Cube, probably in about 2-3 minutes. So also gives you something fun to do when you're on your way home. All right, guys. Next one is spinning plates. Oh, I cannot sing these guys' praises enough. Spinning plates are awesome. Again, you're going to have to learn how to do a spinning plate yourself, but it's really not too difficult. With a little bit of practice, you can probably learn to do it in about 10 minutes. Again, this is something that the dads love to do, and so it gives some kind of icebreaker for the parents to talk with each other as well when they're at a party. Obviously, their kids are there, the kids know each other, the parents don't know each other, they're all kind of sitting around sheepishly, but if you give them a Rubik's Cube or a spinning plate, suddenly they're a kid again as well, and they can kind of get in to the party fever. So I'll show you how to do a spinning plate. All right, let's learn to do a spinning plate. We're going to balance the stick on the lip of the plate like so, and then you're going to move the plate around slowly and pick up some speed with some rhythm. And actually what you're doing is moving the stick up and down very slightly with a rhythm. Now, if you notice, the plate is actually not moving left to right. It's actually stationary. It is spinning, but it is stationary in the same place, and it's the stick that is following the plate. So all you need to do is stop moving the stick and it will follow the plate into the middle, and you're going to have it spinning like this. Again, probably takes about 10 minutes. The kids find it actually pretty easy to pick up. Adults find it a little bit more tricky, but it's a great icebreaker, a great game. It's something that the parents can kind of lose their inhibitions over, which I find really fantastic. I always say to the parents, there's a wrong way and a right way to do the spinning plate. The wrong way is to move the plate like this with the muscles of your arm. You'll see a lot of the dads grabbing the plate and then they're going to try and do it, and the plate's going to be moving back and forth. Whereas if you just get this up and down rhythm, you'll see that the plate is actually not moving left to right. It's actually stationary, staying, and then you just stop the stick like so. All right, another thing I like to bring to parties are these Diabolos. Again, it's not too important if the kids can do it or not. It's more about giving them something to do while they're waiting for a balloon. Instead of having like 20 kids in a line just waiting, I like to give all the kids something to do. Like, off you go, don't worry, I'm going to give you a shout when it's your turn. Of course, the birthday kid gets something first, and such as. But it's great to have these different items to hand out in the party, so people are never waiting. They're always doing something. So that's your Diablo and your string. There are great tutorials on YouTube on how to do a Diablo, so I'm not going to teach you that. But I will finish with a quick Rubik's Cube trick. All right, guys, let's learn this Rubik's Cube trick. So once you got your Rubik's Cube locked down, people are going to go be like, oh, I heard you can do it in under 2 minutes, under 1 minute. Oh, I got down to 30 seconds. Some people are like, oh, what's the world record? World record is actually, I think, about 4.5 seconds, which is pretty nuts. And they're like, whoa, I bet you can't do that. And you're like, no, I can't. But wouldn't it be even more cool if I just took this Rubik's Cube that's in my hand right now, threw it behind my back, and it was done? Now that's the trick. And now I'll show you how to do it. All right, guys, now for the Rubik's Cube trick. What we're going to do is we're going to hold the Rubik's Cube with our thumb and our middle finger on this right face. Let's practice with the white on the bottom to start off with. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move the top face with my pointer finger like this. That's going to be a U move. That's one U move there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this left side here with this ring finger, and I'm going to push it up like that. Okay, my thumb and my middle finger have still not moved from this position. They're not going to move from this position for the whole trick. They're going to stay in this position. Next, what we're going to do is the same thing, but we're going to use fat moves or wide moves. So I'm going to move the whole of these 2 layers at the same time. So I'm going to use my pointer finger now to move all of these guys along, and then this ring finger to move all of these guys up. Now you're going to see this single line of color there. And the cube now, to your average layman, looks completely messed up. But if you'll notice, we've actually only done 4 moves to get here. Now, to get it back, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to swap my 2 fingers around. Now, to make this easier, I'll use my other hand. And I'm just going to swap my hand like this. And now rotate the whole cube around. Now, what you'll see is you have this Zelda shield image, I call it, which is where you have these 2 colors coming down here. And you have your other color here, and then you have a block of 4 there. Now, to get back, you're going to hold your thumb and your finger. Also, you can see this single line of color there. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to do what I like to call big, big, small, small. So I'm going to move big, that's 2 layers, big, that's 2 layers, small, that's a single layer, and small, that's the other single layer. And the cube is now solved. All right, so let's go through that one more time. So what I'm going to do to set up the move is I'm going to do a small, and then a big, and then a big. And now I'm going to swap my fingers around on that sliver there, which has the 1 color. I'm going to look now, and I've got my Zelda shield again. Okay, great. I'm ready to do the trick again. So it's going to be big, big, small, small. Big, big, small, small. All right, guys. And that is how you do the Rubik's Cube trick. All right, guys, just to finish off with the Rubik's Cube trick, of course, throwing behind your back takes a little bit of practice. So if you're more comfortable, you can just use like a brown paper bag and say, oh, look, you know, I have this empty bag and I'm going to put this completely mixed up Rubik's Cube, wink, wink, into the bag, and we're gonna see the magic happen. And then, I don't know, you say the magic word, la, 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 and it comes out and it's solved. So again, that's the small, small, big, big. Turn it around. Make sure you got this little Zelda shield showing with your thumb showing towards that, showing towards me here. And then when you put it in the bag, all you're doing is the big, big, small, small, and then pulling it out of the bag. So that trick, small, small, big, big, flip over. Big, big, small, small. All right, guys. Now, if you don't want to learn Rubik's Cube and it's all too much for you, bonus hint from Mr. Magicio. This is a trick I used to do before I could do Rubik's Cube. And what I do is I would just have a mixed up Rubik's Cube, which I didn't know how to solve. I got from the 100 yen shop. That would be the dollar store if you're in America, or the pound shop if you're in England, I guess. Don't buy those pound, dollar, 100 yen Rubik's Cubes to take to the parties to let the kids have a go with, because they do not turn, and it's actually more frustrating than it is fun for them to use. Definitely go on eBay and just get yourself a nice cube, like a Moryu Oolong, I think they're called. Don't just get the dollar ones. That's gonna have negative happiness. All right, so here's the trick I used to do. I used to just have a mixed Rubik's Cube. This one really is mixed, and I wouldn't have been able to solve it. And I'm like, oh, did you know I'm the world champion at solving Rubik's Cubes? And I'd be like, 10, 9. I get everyone to count down. 7, 6. Oh, slow down, slow down. You're counting too fast. 3, 2, and then at 2 I'll drop it. I'll go, oh no, I dropped it. And then I like go, oh, look, I did it. So of course I just have a Rubik's Cube hidden behind my table or by my suitcase next to the one I've dropped on the floor, and then I get them both out and go, oh no, I'm busted. And so all the parents find that hilarious. So that's a little tip for you. I hope that helped. Not technically a balloon video, but yeah, feel free to use it. Thanks. That's me, Eddie Bath, Magicio. Take care, guys. Bye.